Oceans cover 70% of the surface area of the Earth. Of course, on land, we live mostly in two dimensions. In the seas, nature spreads from the surface of the shores into the depths of the ocean. Something like 95% of Earth's habitat is on or under water. I've sailed and windsurfed and swum and dived around the world. For me, salt water has been a place for recreation and a source of delicious food. But our oceans are much, much more than that. The oceans account for a huge part of the biodiversity of our planet. The oceans are also a potential source of energy, whether from the winds that blow at the surface or the waves and currents that run through them. The oceans and the extraordinary amount of life within them are hugely important in absorbing carbon dioxide. Unfortunately, we reached peak ocean in the 1990s, by which I mean the limit of the amount of food we can take out of the sea to feed the ever-growing number of people on the land. Even worse, perhaps, we also use the oceans as a vast, largely unseen global refuse dump, with pollution heaving out of our rivers and running off our land and collecting slowly but steadily everywhere, from estuaries and fish stomachs to trenches many thousands of miles offshore. Put really simply, we've been taking too much out of the oceans and we've been putting too much trash back in. And we're messing up the edges too. So what should we do about this? And who is the we that we're talking about? About 40% of our oceans lie inside national exclusive economic zones. Of this, a significant portion is accounted for by just 20 countries, but they are probably not all the countries you might think of. France has almost as much ocean as the United States, and Australia isn't far behind. Meanwhile, 8 much smaller countries account for nearly a quarter of the sea area that lies in those top 20 exclusive economic zones. Meanwhile, about 60% of the ocean's area, and much more by volume, lies beyond national jurisdictions. Who should take responsibility for this? Who should own what lies beneath the surface, particularly far offshore? Should information about what we discover be shared? Who should write the rules, and who should act as the policeman? And what are the barriers to scientists and researchers learning more about the hidden depths, about the secrets of the deep? Remember, it is far easier to see what lies on the surface of the moon than it is to see what's living in the depths of our oceans. If we can break down these barriers, what discoveries could we make? And let's not forget, technology is advancing all the time, making it easier and easier than ever before to extract mineral resources from the seabed. On the 2nd of June in Africa, the Americas and Europe, and that's the 3rd of June in the Middle East and the Asia Pacific, ESGX Live will host a global online e-conference to share knowledge and experience from an extraordinary group of guests to encourage collaboration and thoughtful action on these critical issues. The discussions are open to all and will be as interactive as we can make them, and you can make them. If you register for our live Zoom audience, you can ask your own questions and contribute to the debate, and we will simulcast on YouTube. To find out more about this fantastic event and our guest speaker lineup, and to sign up, please visit esgx.org. We very much look forward to you joining us.